Howdy from Arlington, Texas, y'all. Hope this video finds you well. No cards to show this time. I'm looking for some opinions. You know, Anybody that collects, we all collect differently. In this case, it's about a player collection. So, appreciate the input anyone can give me that is a player collector. I've been a player collector, but this is a different type of thing. So, like I said, I know it's my collection, but I'm just looking for some input for some others on basically thinking points of things that I haven't thought about. So this is concerning Dale Earnhardt. I am starting to work on a collection of his cards a little more actively. It's kind of all I'm really working on right now. So here's the thing. I've had player collections in the past. I had Russ Davis, that I was super into. Andrew Shaw, I was super into those, chasing those down. But those guys all only have about 300 to 500 cards. Dale Earnhardt per trading card database, 4,423 cards. And as we all know, there's probably more. Trading card database is it's done by the members. So there's probably some things out there that aren't even in there. So what I'm trying to figure out is how I want to go about storing them, I guess. Not really displaying, because I'm not really a big display person. Plus, my wife and I, we're pretty antisocial. We're introverts, and nobody really ever comes over here anyway. So I've put a few thoughts, pros and cons on, binders versus boxes. And I just want to get, like I said, anything that you guys can think of that I've missed, I would appreciate your input. So if I did them in a binder, the pros, I would hopefully look at them more. One thing I'm really wanting to start doing is a better job of appreciating the stuff I have instead of just looking at all the stuff that I want or don't have and want to get. So that was the thing, ideally, hopefully I would look at them more if they were in a binder. And also just binders, even by themselves, more visually appealing, set on a shelf, side by side. They look great. Take Pepino Man's background with all his binders. That is a thing of beauty. So some of the cons I came up with, I'm never going to have close to all those cards. So we're going to have one of two things. Either I'm going to have a metric crap ton of empty spaces in my binders, or I'm going to have to consistently move the cards, which is not an enjoyable part of the hobby. Moving cards and pages to add a card here and there, I don't find that enjoyable. That's actually one of the, outside of maybe taking hundreds of cards out of top loaders at one time, it's maybe one of the most miserable things I feel like is a part of the hobby. Another con, no idea how many binders I would need. Could do the math on that, but yeah, I mean, you're talking multiple binders and then trying to look through multiple binders just is something else that doesn't sound enjoyable to me. And then you have, thick cards, in his case, relic cards, and encapsulated cards, whether graded, certified autographs that I have that I've shown on the channel before. So those can't go in a binder. So then those have to go somewhere else. So that's some of my thoughts on the binders. On the boxes, you're talking sleeves and top loaders. So some of the pros, convenience, ideally you should be able to fit more of them into a smaller space. And that thing I've been working on over the last couple of years, selling, downsizing, trying to, just have less. At some point here, my wife and I would like to move closer to the coast, so the less stuff I have to move, the better. I have way too much stuff and stuff that I don't even remember I have. So if I don't even know that I have it, do I really need it? I think that makes you a hoarder, and maybe to an extent we're all a little bit of a hoarder. But I definitely have my parts of my collection that I think make me a hoarder. All the cards would be protected at bare minimum in sleeves. Not necessarily the best protection, but still better than nothing. In pages, obviously, then if you have to move them in and out, you have the issues of dinging corners, cards potentially falling out. If you use the BCW pages, the cards don't fit in there in their entirety. There's just a little bit left. So better protected. Some of the cons, you know, I like order. So would I mix up? I like order. I would like to have them, you know, 19th first card sequentially to last card by year, set, you know, in some sort of order. But then would I mix the sleeved cards, you know, and then some that need to be top loaded, those be mixed in there. So then you've got like 20 sleeved cards, 3 top loaded cards, more sleeved cards, one here and there. And it just, I don't know that, I won't say I'm, you know, I have OCD, but I do have some level of it. I like things looking neat and organized. So that would cause a problem. Another con is I feel like I'd look at it less. And as I mentioned earlier, I really want to start enjoying my cards more than I have, enjoying the things that I have. The response video that I did for G's Mikey with the a lot of the open wheel cards that I did a couple weeks ago, you know, it put me in a good place as far as I kind of forgot I had some of that stuff. It was nice to see, nice to enjoy my cards instead of just searching on eBay for hours on end trying to find the next thing to add to my collection. As an alternative with the boxes, you know, I could do what I've done with some other stuff. I could literally put all of them in the card savers. That would help with the consistency. Most of the cards are, even the thicker ones are not too thick that it wouldn't work in a card saver. So that would get some consistency. But the cons are, it would be more expensive and it would be heavier, but I could get them all into the same. I have 3-row graded card boxes that I bought on eBay. So I could, you know, fit it into that. And I bought those because card savers fit better. And, you know, space-wise, card savers take up less room overall. So those are some of the things I've thought about. I would love if you guys would give me some other thinking points of some stuff I haven't thought about, whether it be examples of things you've done in the past that did work, didn't work, how you're doing it currently. Even if you're not, if it's just something you think of in response to one of the comments I made, I would love to hear it. Again, I know it's my collection. I know the decision is ultimately mine, but I really don't want to do something and then 6 months down the road decide, I don't like this. I want to do something differently. Come on, Stella, move. Sorry, my dog is right in my business, as always, when I video. But that's what I got for today. Like I said, please comment. I really appreciate it. Would really love to get some others' thoughts and opinions of just stuff that, you know, just went over my head or I thought of at some point, but I'm not thinking of now. So I really would appreciate it. But in this, as usual, don't be a dickhole. Be kind to animals. Adopt, don't shop. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Let's help, you know, let's clear these shelters. We shouldn't have so many dog shelters and so many dogs and cats having put down just because we as humans suck. That's what I got. Appreciate you watching. Look forward to your comments, and I'll see you down the road.